Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a collective reading and it is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, however you find it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And I am so glad that you are here today. Thank you so much for joining us. We have been going through Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck. This is the last card that we're going to be pulling from this deck specifically. Tomorrow we start a new lunar cycle, and although these are timeless readings, I am uploading them every morning. It's how I start my day. I know it's a lot of times how everybody that is listening starts their day as well. So again, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And we will be doing something a little different starting the next lunar cycle. So be looking for that for regular viewers. For new folks that have not been here before, please feel welcome in this space. If you feel so inclined to like and or subscribe, share, comment, however you feel most led to do that, that's what you should do. I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm help other people find these videos and find this channel. So today's card is the Ancestral Realm, and it represents karmic release, healing the lineage, and boundaries. So this will be a really interesting reading. I can't wait to see what it says inside the book. I haven't looked at that yet. You and I are going to look at that together for the first time in just a few minutes, but I want to talk a little bit about the image on the card. We always want to get as much information as possible from these readings. So we ask for guidance and clarification, information coming in directly from Divine through this vessel and to you through this video. So we've got, just from the image itself, again, beautiful light, golden light pouring down from the divine realms. Again, the Kundalini energy. See the DNA spiral in here, wrapping around this cone of light that's coming down into this stone circle. And I don't know about you, I have very strong Celtic roots in my personal background, especially my mother's lineage, the Morgans. And those stones obviously look very familiar to most of us that have spent any time on television or movies or online at all. Stone circles are places of power. Circles in general are shapes or constructs of power, structures of power. The circle is the first geometric shape that can be formed on the two-dimensional plane as soon as you have direction. Otherwise, on the one-dimensional plane, you just have a dot. And that's why a circle with the dot in the center is the symbol of creation. It's an alchemical symbol. It's a very powerful symbol. So standing inside of a circle of any kind, when we are working our magic, for those that are practitioners of that, we create circles around us that are boundaries, if you will. Our last keyword on this card, boundaries, and we can talk about that in a little bit as well. But again, all of these cards from this deck are portal cards, so we are being invited to step into this energy of karmic release. How many of us, I don't know about you, but how many of us in general are feeling just a little ready to let it go, ready to not be playing that song anymore, ready to not be dancing that dance anymore, ready to move on into a new karma, a new cycle, a new path experience where we're not reliving not just our personal history, but all of the history from our lives as well as our ancestors. And I will just say this has been a challenge for me for decades and I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with it. As if you've been listening to the channel for a little while, a recent reading, I don't remember which one it was. If you guys remember it and you want to put that in the comments as a help for other folks, please feel free to do that or put the link in or whatever. I can't remember which one it was, but we were talking about releasing our attachment to things that no longer serve us, literally not identifying as a person who's always a victim, a person who's always unlucky, a person who's always whatever. I'm not going to keep saying it because we know as we speak, we bring those things into manifestation. So avert on that. But karmic release, letting go those ties to repeating history cycles, whether you're just talking about this lifetime here, we have karma from the things that we have done, things that have been done to us that we have reacted in certain ways to. All of that stuff, positive or not positive, it's okay to release the things that no longer serve us. We don't have to keep carrying that baggage around with us. We don't have to identify as a person of this particular type of lineage. All I can tell you personally, again, is that it's been difficult for me to think of my ancestors with love, with honor, with respect. Again, this is something that I've been working through personally because on both sides of my family, we've got genetic stuff in our DNA that predisposes us to having certain neurological disorders that can cause seizures, can cause bipolar, can cause a variety of conditions that are extremely difficult to deal with, that for most of my life and up until, fairly recently, I had no idea that, number one, I could change that. Number two, I didn't have to identify with it. And those are kind of related. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. I heard you. You're right. You got it. So being able to, feeling like you have permission to accept everything that was based in love with those people, those ancestors, and understand they had no idea. They were doing the best they could. So for a majority of my family, men have been abusers and women have been victimizers on both sides of my family. And there have been times where I have wished fervently that that lineage on either or both sides had not continued several generations ago. That's how strongly I felt about it at that time. I am learning that it is okay to honor these people in my past, these people that I'm related to by blood, and these souls that I have been related to by soul contracts. That's the one, I think that's the one that we were talking about, if I don't recall incorrectly, if I'm recalling correctly. So anyways, karmic release, healing the lineage. If you are dealing with similar kinds of things, this card is being given to you as your permission slip, as Bashar would say, to set those things aside, to put them in boxes and close the lids and put them on a shelf and just have them collecting dust. You don't have to be connected to those things anymore. You don't have to be identifying with those things anymore. And going forward, boundaries. It took me a little bit to figure out what that meant. And for me personally, what it means is agreeing with myself, with my higher self, with my ancestors, with my spirit team, with my angelic guides, with all of those beings, all of those energies, all of those entities that are always on my side, always there to support and encourage and guide, always. And they are there with you and for you as well. Everybody has these because we're all part of the collective. Your spirit team is probably got people that are on my spirit team, and vice versa. It's not an exclusive club by any means. So don't be feeling left out. Don't be feeling that you don't belong. You absolutely belong. You are part of the collective, and your divine mission, your purpose in life, is to live from a place of integrity with yourself, where you are doing the things that you know are right for you, being your authentic self. You can check out that playlist. Um, but boundaries for me means boundaries like a stone circle, where you have boundaries that are protective, where you don't have to let somebody's bad mood affect you, somebody's bad actions upset you. You don't have to agree, you don't have to approve. That's not it at all. But you don't have to take it upon yourself personally and carry it either. You can simply say, that's not something that I want to have in my life, so I'm not going to be a part of that. I'm not going to connect to that. And just leave it at that. That's not right for me. I don't want to connect with it. And that's all. That's all you have to say. You don't have to have an opinion on it. You don't have to, get emotional about it. You can simply say, not for me. Thank you. Not for me. And leave it at that. That is living in your grace, living in your integrity, and living honestly, authentically as yourself. So that's what I'm getting from the initial keywords on the card, the energy that's coming from the card with the image itself. Let's take a look in the book and find out what the reading says for us. There'll be 3 sections. The first is a general overview of the card. The second is how you can connect with the card personally, and I highly recommend that you do that. And then the third part, which is quite long for this one, is a personal reading for you, your message. So, ancestral realm. In every incarnation, we have been blessed to be part of a lineage that helps us live our life and embark on learning experiences. And for hundreds and even thousands of years, those who have walked the earth before us have prayed for a better life. We are the answer to those prayers. Even though they may no longer be on the physical plane, our ancestors are living through our choices and experiences. None of our ancestors had it perfect. After all, they were human too. They made poor choices. They had mistaken views. Many of their intentions were honorable. Many were not. All of this is held within the ancestral lineage, as are the beliefs, ideas, and limitations that are outdated, fear-based, and even harmful. All these karmic energies can hold us back. But when someone decides to walk the spiritual path, whether they realize it or not, their life becomes an answer to their ancestors' prayers. When this card comes to you, your life is an answer to a great ancestral call. Connecting with the card, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and release out. Place your hands on your heart and say, either internally or out loud, great ancestors, earthly lineage, soul lineage, thank you for bringing to my awareness the karmic blockages that are preventing me from reaching my greatest potential. Your message. This card initiates healing on all levels, but particularly on the family line. There may be some ideas and beliefs in your family that you find limiting or negative. Know that they need not be your truth. You have the opportunity to go beyond the challenging energies of your family lineage. If you are in a particularly challenging time or facing energies that are harsh or even overwhelming, the energy of your ancestors is with you now. They are here to hold a sacred and safe space so that you can rest. Your ancestors are surrounding you now. They are here to seek forgiveness for any harmful decisions that were made without full awareness and for any negative effects those are having on you now. If you have found that a particular family member has been difficult or a relationship has been negatively impacted because of situations or ideas that stem from the past, know that a great cleansing is taking place at this time. The ointment for the wound is the energy of forgiveness. This is not about accepting what happened as fine, but realizing that the energies of the past no longer govern your present. It's about choosing to create your own happiness and to live from your own heart. Keep your boundaries strong, but be open to carving out a new path. Amen. Selah, so be it. So, little emotional on that reading, but yes, absolutely. Forgiveness is not something that condones. Forgiveness is not something we do for others. I was just hearing Bashar talking about this. Forgiveness is something we give to ourselves. Forgiveness is something we gift to ourselves, where we forgive ourselves for being attached to those energies, for being attached to those memories, to being attached to those histories, and dragging them along with us and identifying with them. Forgiving ourselves for our own human frailties, as we forgive our ancestors for the same. There is probably things that we have done in our lifetime right now that we could find similar things that our ancestors did, also not knowing, not intentionally, not with the intent to cause harm, although that may have been a result. The beauty of forgiveness is this divine gift allows that healing to bring a gift, to be a benefit instead of a harm, to turn something that caused damage into something that brings healing. So that's the message that we have for today. I love you. Take this healing and incorporate it into your cellular structure. What we carry with us emotionally affects our DNA, our genetic structure, how we express those genetic traits. And when we are coming from a place of love, of self-love, of self-acceptance, of self-forgiveness, and forgiveness for the line behind us of all those people who were trying their best. They were, just like we are. So, forgiving them releases us from that trauma, and it no longer is a part of you anymore. So, blessings to you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.